Hello guys, and welcome back to my channel. It is that time of the year again where Thanksgiving is around the corner, Christmas is around the corner, and hosting season is underway. So one of the things that I absolutely love doing for hosting season, not only of course hosting at my house, but also putting together hosting baskets to bring to other people when they host us. So that is what I'm going to take you with me to do today. I need to make a couple of stops to get baskets. I think I have enough white linen napkins. I'll double check that. Actually, they're not linen. They look like linen, just the cheaper ones. Cocktail napkins, a couple of things to load the basket up with, and then we will plant floral bulbs, and I'll show you a couple canned items that I love to throw in there. Let's do it. Okay guys, I'm going to walk you through putting together a couple different themed baskets. I like to personalize the hostess baskets based on who I'm giving them to and based on what time during the season that I'm going over to their house. So they're all Christmas themed, but some people I give savory baskets to, others I give brunch baskets. I give more hostess, I call it hostess basket, to someone who's more of a party person, where there might be stuff like candles and cocktail napkins. So I kind of theme them out based on that. And then I always make a couple extra for random in a pinch moments. I even have had my mom run by before a party and beg me for a hostess basket on a whim. So I normally make 8 to 10 baskets. I give them to hostesses. I also give them as gifts actually on Christmas Day, and I also give them to neighbors. So it's really great. It's universal. And one of the things that is sort of a universal item that can go in any themed hostess basket and can also be given as a gift on its own are Paperwhite bulbs for the holiday season, which I absolutely adore. It has been one of my favorite festive things to do each year. So if I'm giving a hostess basket, I will give a smaller Paperwhite pot like this because it fits nicely in a wicker basket with other items. If I am giving floral bulbs on their own, I will give a bigger pot just on its own, and I usually just wrap satin double-sided ribbon around the bottom and make a custom gift tag. So I'm going to walk you through all of that, but let's first start with planting your Paperwhites. I like to use Miracle-Gro indoor potting mix for Paperwhites. It's a well-draining, sort of dry soil, and that is what you want. These pots are from Ace Hardware. Ace Hardware has some of the best just off-the-shelf terracotta pots that I have seen, and they all come with the little saucers, which is great because you can test it in person. I'm gonna start off with this potting mix. I just put potting mix 3/4 of the way up because now we're going to put the bulbs. I have a big box of bulbs. I've ordered them from quite a few different places. These are from Amazon. These are just classic Paperwhites. And then I have some other ones that are bigger and more expensive, like amaranths. I got some really deep, almost black red amaranths, and for example, I'm going to put those in my master bedroom. Everybody has a little bit of a different Christmas style. A lot of people switch up their Christmas decor slightly every year. Like this year, I see what's really trending is like a Ralph Lauren style Christmas. And so I personally, as gifts, like to give white because it's really universal, it's classic, and it looks great in everybody's home. This is slightly, I think, a warmer Paperwhite, but both of these are from Amazon. Everything that I use is gonna be linked down below. As a gift, I'm going to use these, which are from CZ Grain on Amazon. These are the ones that I've used in the past for gifting and for personal. I don't want to try a new bulb on something that I'm gifting in case it doesn't go as expected. These, for some reason, I feel that this is a little bit moist, but they look like they're already sprouting a little bit. Just one in each pot because that seems to be what fits. And then I'm going to cover this up. The last bit, this little sprout will be sticking up, which is okay. Okay, now that we have these potted, I am going to give them a quick water. When these start growing, they will get super tall and just continue growing, and they often flop over. A way to prevent that from happening is in this stage right now, you're going to basically stunt their growth a little bit by giving them a shot of vodka. Now, typically the ratio is 1 shot of vodka to 1 shot of water, but I have done that before on bigger pots. So what I'm gonna do is actually a half shot of vodka and fill the rest up with water. And normally I wait until these sprout, but these ones happen to already be sprouted. So I'm not sure what happened there. And you can see I didn't use the whole shot on each pot. And that's just because I didn't think ahead and I already gave them a little bit of water before I did that. So I just need the water to settle a little bit. Don't make that mistake. I would say just water them until they sprout a little bit like this, and then give each one a half shot of vodka with water. Unless you have a bigger pot, then do 1 whole shot of vodka and 1 whole shot of water. I have had mine all the time grow so high that they do flop over, and it's a pain. I end up running out and grabbing like wooden chopsticks or little sticks from Home Depot and having to try to prop all of them up, and it never works quite as well as you envision in your head. So I would definitely recommend doing this. I know it seems a little bit scary. I was scared too, but it really does work. Okay, so that is it for the Paperwhites. You will keep them on a windowsill so that they get a little bit of light. You're gonna water them every day. In a couple of weeks, they will begin to grow, and by Christmas, you will have Paperwhites hopefully a week or 2 before. I always pot my Paperwhites the first week of November because you can enjoy them through the holiday season and the timing is perfect. Okay, first up we have our savory hostess basket, and for this I am going to make a cookie mix in a jar. So these large mason style jars with the latch lid are from HomeGoods. They were like $5.99, I believe. Typically for the cookie mix, what I've done in the past is a 1 quart, so a regular size mason jar, wide mouth. This year I am doing 2 baking cookie baskets, and they both have these large style mason jars. So I'm going to do, typically I do 4 layers, which the first bottom layer is the flour, chocolate, brown sugar, and then granulated sugar at the top. And let me mention, you use that much sugar because you're using semi-sweet chocolate chips. If you don't use semi-sweet chocolate chips, it's going to be different because you want to balance out that sweetness ratio. So in those layers, the first layer being flour, it looks visually like 1 layer of flour, but really I'm going to mix in the baking soda and the salt to the flour in that first layer. So I don't have teaspoons and tablespoons to measure because really I'm not a baker. The thing I typically bake is sourdough bread, and I use a scale for that. And in my normal day-to-day cooking, I don't measure anything. So I'm just doing this. This is something that I just do for like gifting and holidays. Okay, so I'm gonna take the first cup of flour and put it in this bowl so that I can mix in the baking soda and salt so that that part's done. Really quick, before I get mixing this and before I forget, if you want the recipe for this cookie mix, pause right here. I'm gonna put it up on the screen. You can take a photo of your screen, or if you're watching this on your phone, screenshot it so that you have it for later. Now that that's done, I am going to make a little tag for this. I'm going to put a printed label on one side that says cookie mix, and on the other side, I am going to, I just pulled you in a little closer here so that you could see better what's going on. These are the labels that I'm using for this. I bought these from Michael's, and I just printed this out using my phone and this label printer. The app is on my phone for that. So I'm gonna put this on one side. I just double checked the cook time so that I can write it down, and I forgot that the regular batch of cookies makes 24 cookies, which is so many cookies, and I doubled the batch. So maybe on the next basket that I put cookies in, I will just do a regular batch. That is too funny. Okay, so these are the labels. 4 dozen cookies. Someone's gonna have to give these to their neighbors. How funny is that? Okay. Tying tags and things like that, I keep a couple of different options around. One is this, which you see me use this outside on like my orchids, for example. This, which is more rustic. This I think is from McGee & Co. I can't remember. If I find it, I will let you know, but this is part of my Christmas decor, and I keep it with all the rest of my gift wrapping. So actually during the holiday season, I will leave this out because I use it for everything. You can also use a thin ribbon. What is this one? Maybe 1/4 of an inch. And another thing that I love, which I ran out of last year, so I just made a note to buy more, is twine like this, but it's white and red twisted. It's really cute for the holidays. It adds that little extra flair. I think I'm going to keep this rustic, at least to tie this on, or I always play with it a little bit. I guess I'm gonna use this. And I'm making that decision because this one won't have a little linen hat on it, which I will show you guys what I mean by that. I always cut my ribbon on a slant like that. So important, like that, on an angle. I do that for any time I cut ribbon, whether it's to put on wreaths in the house or to do something like this to wrap a gift, whatever it is. Always add that little slant. Then I'm going to knot the top right here so that hopefully this will hang properly. And I always like to make the ribbon on things, on really anything, extra long because I love the delicate look of some really long wispy tails. Okay, so that is it. Let me give you a little close-up. Okay, now we will assemble the baking cookie basket. So we have the cookie mix. This is vanilla extract that I made in August or September. So by the time I'm actually giving these baskets, the vanilla extract should be done, and the recipe that's on this card calls for that. So the only thing that they need that I'm not providing is eggs and butter, although I have been known to throw those things in last minute. So as I'm running out the door, if I have that stuff, I will probably just throw it in here, especially if it's not something that I'm leaving on someone's front porch, but hand delivering inside. And I will also throw in cocktail napkins. This is something that I do pretty much with every basket because it adds just that festive flair to the basket. So these are from Home Goods, and these are also from Home Goods. These were $3.99. These are $5.99. And I can never get these labels off, and I feel like it's nice to gift them in the plastic. So I'm just gonna take a Sharpie and blur out the price. Most things I don't like to gift in the plastic, but for something like this, I feel like it's nice just because then you know it's fresh, right? It's not like you went into your own stash and grabbed something that was like half used in a pinch. And then I like to keep, like you can see, some of these have already been cut up. These are 60% cotton, 39% polyester. So I buy napkins like that really cheap at Home Goods just to style up a basket. I won't buy napkins that are not 100% linen or 100% cotton for my own kitchen, nor would I give them as gifts. These aren't part of the gift. They're just basically gift wrapping. Normally I just use white napkins, but I saw these ones with this little edge, and I thought it was just a cute way to add in a little bit more of a festive touch. So I personally like to leave that little corner out. You do have to play around with this a little bit to get it right. It's sort of hard for me to do this without looking at it, but okay. You could also throw in something like measuring cups or spoons would be really great for this, or even if it was a bigger basket, mixing bowls or wooden spoons. You can really make this as big or small as a gift as you like, but they are so great to have around for the holidays. So here is the first one. This is the baking cookie basket. If I am gifting a hostess basket and it is like Christmas Eve or Christmas Day, I'm going to omit things like Christmas cocktail napkins because now the season is over or almost over. It is the day of celebration. And I know that those items are going to go in a storage basket for the following year. Those things are nice to gift ahead of time, like right after Thanksgiving or the first 2 weeks of Christmas, because you're really setting somebody up with backstock that they're going to use. If they have neighbors over that was unplanned or something of that nature, they have a couple of festive things to put out on a whim, or if they go through stuff they already bought, now you have provided them with backstock, which is like an invaluable holiday gift, especially for someone who hosts often. But if it is Christmas Eve or Christmas Day, I tend to omit those things, like I mentioned, because I don't want them to just pile up. They're not going to get used. And so I like to go for either a little bit of a nautical theme. Because I'm in South Florida, almost everyone's house you go to is coastal, so that's an easy one for me to hit, or something citrus themed. I actually decorate a lot for Christmas with citrus, oranges, lemons, limes. At my holiday party, I usually have big bowls of oranges all around, especially next to my Paperwhites, in the kitchen, outside. I really love that hint. And also being in South Florida, citrus works, holiday season, citrus. So since I'm not a coastal or nautical person, I like to go for a little bit more of a citrus theme, which is what I'm gonna do for this brunch basket. So I like to give a brunch basket for people who I know celebrate Christmas morning at their own house, who will be cooking breakfast for the family and opening gifts. Let me show you what I typically do. Okay, here are citrus napkins. These, believe it or not, I found them at Ace Hardware and they are so cute. Ace Hardware had quite a small selection of cocktail napkins. It was like one of those towers that twists around, but their selection was really good. It was better than Home Goods in my opinion. It wasn't super Christmassy, but they had some really pretty graphics. So citrus napkins, these, if I can find where I bought these, I will link them below, but they're matchsticks. I bought them last year for hostess baskets, and this is the only box that I have left. The rest I used, but these were really cute. I think they were like $3 or $5. And then a couple other things. This is my favorite pancake mix. If you have not tried this pancake mix, you have to. It is so good. All you have to do is add water. And I like this gluten-free one personally. It has a good like subtle vanilla flavor, and this is nut-free. I have a nut allergy. A lot of things that are gluten-free are made with almond flour. This is not. It's so good. So I will include that. This, I happen to have this. It was gifted to me and I haven't used it yet. So this is perfect for the occasion. A little bit of champagne, and then right before I bring the basket over, I will likely add like a little mini bottle of orange juice for mimosas. We have some little sparkly candles. This little oyster dish, which is actually a salt cellar, so you can put specialty salts out and put this on the table so that people can pinch and add extra salt to their food. You could put it next to the stove. And again, this is like so South Florida, so it's perfect. This will definitely go in the basket, and all of this is sort of let's play around and see, but these are just to give you an idea of what you can put in a basket. Here are candle tools, so wick cutter, a candle snuffer to put the flame out, and one of these little hooks. In case the wick goes under the wax, you can sort of dig that out. These I got from Home Goods, tapered candlesticks. I really love the way that these are wrapped, how they wrapped them in paper like this. So my idea after I saw these in Home Goods was I bought these, and I'm hoping to split them up. There's 8 candles. I'll split them 4 and 4 and try to wrap them like that. Hopefully it works, but that's sort of what I envisioned in my head. And then I grabbed this candle, which I thought was so cute because it looks like an ornament and will really dress up a basket. They didn't have that many small baskets when I was at Home Goods, so like I said, I need 8 to 10 of them, and right now I have 4, so I'm gonna need to go back, but let's see either this one or this I actually need for my own personal storage. I haven't used it yet, I just cut the tag off, but 'tis the season for giving, so I might just gift that away. Let's see which basket works best for these items. I'm thinking probably the smaller one. And I want to make sure I leave a little bit of room for orange juice. These ones don't have the price sticker on the back like the ones from Home Goods did, which is so nice. This basket is so deep. I just need a little bit of height in here. And like I said, I'm gonna leave a little gap in front of the champagne so that I can add orange juice. Okay, so far this is what the basket looks like. I'm going to add a little napkin in. I just take the napkins like this and I fold them tip to tip like this to create a triangle. Okay. And then just to add something a little special, I am going to tie a ribbon on the champagne bottle. Okay, I wanted to walk you through really quick what I do with my canned items to dress them up for hostess baskets. These two together are going to go in a savory hostess basket. This is garlic confit. This is pickled red onion. I'm going to make little hang tags for each one of these using those cute little labels. Okay, then these super affordable like blend napkins, polyester blend white napkins that look like linen. I buy them from Home Goods. You just want to cut a square. If it's one of the end pieces, I like to cut this part off. So now that you have a square, you can typically get 4 squares out of one napkin. Sometimes you have to mess with it, like this might be a little long, but maybe not. For this, I'm using this pretty Ivory double-sided satin ribbon. I think it's 1/4 inch. Again, with that slanted cut. So I just put this little napkin hat on the top. At this stage, once you just have a knot, I like to put this on and then tie this in a bow. And I personally like a big droopy bow like that. Maybe that's a little too big. It just really dresses up the jar. I do think that I made this way too long, which is a shame because I try to be quite methodical about ribbon during the holidays because I use so much of it. Here's the garlic confit. I'm going to quickly go through the same process with the pickled red onion, and this is super cute for any mason jar. Instead of fully assembling another basket, a Home Goods basket, like the same thing that I've done, I'm going to switch it up a little bit so that you guys can get inspired to use your creativity and do a couple of different things. So, hear me out. You can do things like, all of these are vintage. This is a vintage silver plated bowl, which I love. I have many sets of these. I collect them over time. I use them for everything. They're beautiful to serve things in. And the basket becomes part of the gift, right? You can use it for functional purposes. If it's a bowl, you can use it to cook, to serve. If it's a basket, you can use it, in your vanity, at your master bathroom, or what have you. So everything in the gift, you want it to be practical and usable and beautiful. So for a savory gift, pickled red onions, garlic confit, we're going to stick to sort of themes of things that go together. If you wanted to gift it in a silver bowl, for example, you could do this together. And this, which is literally my favorite snack of all time, it is biltong. The brand is Cut and Cured, which for us, it's actually locally made, grass-fed, grass-finished, the highest quality ingredients. This is like my go-to snack, but it is also my favorite thing to include in charcuterie boards. Every time I put this as a meat in charcuterie boards, I have people coming up to me and asking me what it is because it's so delicious. It's more moist, more tender than like a beef jerky. It essentially is beef jerky. It's just cured a different way, which makes it biltong instead of beef jerky. It's just a different process, but this is delicious. So if you wanted to stick on a savory theme, you have garlic confit and pickled red onions. I love to use pickled red onions in salads and to top things like rice or poke bowls. And garlic confit, I like to put on top of steak after it is done while it is resting, or I put it in a dish to dip bread. So This is sort of giving like the beginning stages of a charcuterie board. If you want to keep it small, because the silver bowl is quite a nice gift, you just put this in, and then you could even put like a big bow around here, even maybe like ribbon with wire so that you get like a big structured bow on here would be super cute. But I love the way that this looks together. If you wanted to bulk up a savory basket like this, I would suggest doing garlic confit, pickled red onions, this biltong. You could also do one of those big like salami logs, a wedge of cheese, and a sourdough bread. Or if the sourdough bread was too much, you could also do a little bag of sourdough starter. Then that sort of completes like a savory basket where everything is usable. Like you could basically throw a charcuterie board together on the spot like that. You give that to someone, now they have it sitting on their kitchen counter. And if someone pops by with a bottle of wine, they have everything they need for a charcuterie board on the spot. Again, it's like the best in a pinch holiday gift for someone who loves hosting. I will show you some other items that I have and like to put into baskets. First of all, these baskets are really nice. This is one that I thrifted, very inexpensive. And even something like this is nice where you have the 2 rows to stack things up. You could put something like mason jars on one side and wooden spoons on the other, put a big bow on here, and there is your gift. Okay, other things that I have been accumulating, little bowl like this. I might put Paperwhites in it, but I might just use it as, you know, part of styling in a basket where someone can use this for whatever they like. I loved the glaze on it. This was from HomeGoods. These bake shop cookie cutters are great for the holiday season. You can not only use them for baking sweet things, but also savory. Like put a big roll out of croissants and cut them. You can cut sourdough bread with them. You could use them for pancakes or waffles. You can really get creative, but these are good things to have for baskets. As always, I get cocktail napkins. These are just great to throw in any basket. I'll show you some close-ups. This one was from Ace Hardware. This was HomeGoods. I loved the stripes. I'm actually keeping a set of these for my own house. And I really love these too and want to keep a set. But they look so good in every basket that I have tried them in. So I am going to save these for baskets. I have other square cocktail napkins on the way from Zara Home, but you will see that video next week. Also, apron. I picked this up from HomeGoods. I actually bought one of these for myself last year from HomeGoods, but the stripe is a little bit thinner, but so cute. I think this is Nicole Miller. Yeah. But great. If you're going to give someone food or baking items in their hostess basket, this is so cute. Another thing are gift tags. I found these ones and thought that they were really cute. They are also a HomeGoods item. I held them up in the store next to this because these look good together. So these will probably go in a basket together, and then I will build upon that with other complementary items. Here's another set of small cocktail napkins from Ace Hardware. These were some of my favorite ones that I found. I was shocked. I don't know if anybody else has gone into Ace Hardware lately, but between the cocktail napkins and the really beautiful terracotta pots, I was blown away by Ace Hardware. I had no reason to go in there before, and now I am a fan. Little candles, always. Like if I find a cute candle that will go with a lot of different things, I will buy it. Also, these little dog toys. So I'll clip these off since this is not attractive. I'll clip these off and I'll probably separate them and put them in different hostess baskets. But for example, for my neighbors, there's a neighbor down the street who has 3 teacup Yorkies, just like my dog Bentley. And I would love to put some dog toys in his basket. So little things like that. As you're shopping around, you will be drawn to certain things and think, oh, so-and-so would love this, or this would be great for a basket of this theme. So sort of let your creativity run. Also, go to vintage and antique stores for baskets. You can also get a lot of cool things to pot bulbs in, like those silver bowls, smaller size ones are really beautiful for bulbs. I've also planted bulbs in small ice buckets, like the ones that are just for one bottle of something. I did that last year and they looked wonderful. Yeah, there's so many things that you can do, but I hope that this gave you guys some ideas. I'm so excited for the holiday season. I have more video ideas for the holiday season than I have time. So the creative juices are flowing. There are so many fun things I get into for the holiday season, and I cannot wait to continue taking you guys along with me on this journey. So I will see you guys next week for another video. If you made it this far, please like this video and subscribe. A lot of you guys are not subscribed, and I am still a small channel just trying to grow. So if you haven't already, please, it would mean the world to me to subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys next week for another one. Bye.